This is one of the more popular items on the Taco Bell menu. Perfect little nuggets of seasoned ground beef, a smooth, velvety, rich queso sauce, a layer of full-fat sour cream, shredded lettuce, tomatoes, and some shredded cheese to top it off. This is all getting packed inside of that classic, soft, bubbly, crunchy shell. It's time to crank it up. Let's turn up the heat. The one thing that makes this taco unique is the taco shell. Let's get started on the dough. First, let's start with 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, half teaspoon of salt, half tablespoon of sugar, 1 1/4 teaspoons of baking powder, whisk to incorporate, half cup of milk, and 1 tablespoon of oil. Get your hands in there and bring it together. Take your dough ball and begin to knead until smooth. Get some plastic wrap, take your dough ball, and wrap them up. This is pretty tight right now. Let it sit for about 20 minutes. It'll relax and be easier to work with. Unwrap the ball and cut it into thirds. It's about 100 grams each. Shape these into a ball. Press the ball out and roll this out about 6 inches all the way around. Get your oil to about 350 degrees Fahrenheit and just toss it in for 15 seconds. Give it a flip. Pull it. Now get something long and flat. Press it down. Shape it around. Take this and toss it straight back into the oil. Just hold it down until golden and crispy. Sprinkle the inside with a little bit of salt, a little salt on the outside. Repeat this process with the other 2 tortillas. I am not making just your average nacho cheese sauce. This is going to be that punchy in your mouth queso that's going to bring this taco to the next level. First, let's start with 2 cloves of garlic, 1/4 of a yellow onion, finely diced, and some kind of chili. I'm using half of an Anaheim chili, or you can use a poblano. Turn your pot on medium-low heat, add a tablespoon of butter, add a half tablespoon of flour. This right here is a roux. This is going to thicken your sauce. Cook this until nutty or until that floury, starchy smell dissipates. Once this starts to turn golden, add 3/4 cups of milk. Add your onions, add your garlic, and your pepper. Once this starts to get warm, add 1 cup of yellow cheddar and 1/3 cup of American. Whisk this in until fully melted. Add about a teaspoon of salt, some fresh pepper. You could leave this just like this, or you can add a couple dashes of chili powder, a couple dashes of cumin. Poblano peppers and Anaheim chilies are pretty mild, so you can go in with some crushed red pepper for a little extra heat. You want to keep it in the liquid state, so just hold it to the side warm until everything else is done. The seasoned beef at Taco Bell is iconic. It's perfect little individual granules of ground beef, and in order to make that at home, you have to start with 1 1/4 pounds of ground beef straight into a hot pan. Press this down. Cook this beef for about 5 minutes until it gets a nice sear on the bottom. Once you start to see that sear and that color start to come up around the sides, go ahead and break it all up. Go in with about 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. To season this beef, add 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, a half teaspoon of onion powder, and 1 teaspoon of cumin. Once your beef is done cooking, add 4 tablespoons of chopped garlic. Add a couple teaspoons of salt. Get 1 Roma tomato. Dice it up. Sprinkle in a little bit of salt. Give this a quick mix. Get a head of iceberg and give it a rough chop. Take a bunch of cilantro, chop it up, add the cilantro, give this a toss. To assemble the tacos, take 1 of your taco shells, layer in some beef. Next is the cheese, sour cream, then some lettuce, some tomatoes, and some cheese. The Taco Bell Chalupa. Let's take a bite. Well, I took a bite and I couldn't stop. Last bite. That had all the similar flavors of Taco Bell. The beef had individual little granules. That queso was definitely levels above theirs. The sour cream and the tomatoes and the lettuce, they all play well with each other. All those ingredients smashed into that taco shell was perfect. The taco shell itself is what makes this such a popular item. It's got that crispy, bubbly outside and the chewy, soft center. This taco was something special. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big fat thumbs up. Smash the subscribe button down below. And until next time, peace.